Hey everybody, where are we? Are we live or what? What's going on here? Okay, I guess we just began. Welcome to the Savage Nation. I was playing with my new bobblehead who gives me all the answers that I need. If you care to comment, we're live on X, YouTube, FaceTime. And we're going to talk about a number of things today, and I need you involved. And while I'm waiting for you to join, I'm going to show you my new toy. I told you where I get all of my intelligence from. It's from this bobblehead, believe it or not. It came with a chip in it and it answers all of my questions, right? Absolutely not. It's just a toy that my son created for me in my image. They're not for sale, but they're fun. And I thought I'd have some fun with you today in the midst of this tariff turmoil. So if you care to join the conversation as you're joining, it's always fun. And I'll tell you about a few other things I haven't given him a name. I mean, his name is Michael Savage, as you can see. It's a pretty good likeness. Face doesn't look like mine. It should have had more of a beard. It's too thin too, but whatever. I'm just playing with a toy. The thing is, we're living in very, very worrisome times. We have an activated left that is increasingly like the brown shirts, black shirts, red scarves, or Khmer Rouge that we saw who existed in the past. Hitler had his brown shirts. Mussoulini his black shirts. Polpot had his Khmer Rouge or red scarves. And we have our red skirts running the Democrat Party, most notably in the form of occasional cortex. Don't underestimate the little Evita there. You know, if I were to make a bobblehead of occasional cortex, it would be her as Evita Peron. Don't underestimate it. People are stupid. If you've got people in this country celebrating Luigi Mangione, who murdered someone in cold blood, according to what the news reports are showing, I think he even admitted it. And then you have psychotics saluting it. If you have cowards keying Teslas, burning Teslas, you have a nation in turmoil. And we're a step away from the brown shirts, black shirts, or Khmer Rouge, just a step away. The only good news is that we have a very tough administration from top to bottom that I don't think will permit the red skirts to get out of hand. I'm going to ask you a question. Do our heroes today qualify by having brilliant minds, excellent morals, superior compassion, or by making great things? No, the opposite is true. We have a man who made a great thing, several great things, named Elon Musk. He made rockets that just rescued our astronauts. He makes cars that the left embraced and they love. Make great things and they hate him. People with superior compassion are stepped upon by the red skirts. Excellent morals, spit upon by the red skirts. Brilliant minds, castigated as white privilege by the red skirts. Where are the heroes today? Where are the heroes today? Where are they? And that's what I wanted to say, and thank you for listening, and goodbye. That's the whole show in a nutshell. I may make it a 4-minute show, but I'll go on a little bit longer because I have things to tell you about in addition to that. First of all, last Sunday's Newsmax TV show did great, thanks to you. We pulled a big number, and each week it's going up and up and up on Newsmax TV on Sunday night at 8 o'clock. I must caution you, this Sunday night, my show, which has been doing great, unfortunately will not be on at the regular 8 o'clock time because they have a Jesus special for the Easter holiday. I understand that. So they pushed my show to 11 o'clock. It's going to crater the ratings, but the show is actually going to be one of the best shows I've ever done because it's going to be my childhood stories, which I initiated here on YouTube and X and such this week because I wanted to take a break from the news with the market turmoil and the tariff turmoil and the tantrums going on by the left. I needed a break, so I did a great show that's going to be airing quite late on Sunday night, just so you know. It's not going to be in my regular time slot. Now, tomorrow, I just did a podcast today for tomorrow that came out of the blue. We had booked the guest a while ago. It's unbelievable. I think it's really one of my best ones. I did a podcast a few weeks ago where I asked a very important question, which is Trump moving too fast? Of course he is. There's no question about it. Now, many of you are true believers and you think he can do no harm or do no wrong. You're wrong about that. The reason he backtracked today and put a pause on the tariffs is because he caused too much market turmoil. I understand that he may have gotten his way. I understand that he may get his way. I get all of that. But at what cost? At what cost to the America First movement in the long term? People don't like upsets. You know, a lot of people were looking at their 401ks or 501ks. I don't even know what they're called. They don't like turmoil. And the fact is that Trump is supposed to be a fiscal conservative, but some people don't think that what he did with tariffs initially was evidence of fiscal conservatism. We're all 100% behind him fixing a global system that has disadvantaged the nation. But business itself likes stability and likes reliability. I am not the only one who said that. Bill Ackman said that, and he said, what CEO and what board of directors will be comfortable making large, long-term economic commitments in our country in the middle of an economic nuclear war? I don't know of one who will do so. Ackman said that yesterday. And Elon Musk himself said the same thing. Trump finally listened to them and didn't listen to the man who we believe is behind all of it, and that is none other than Peter Navarro. Peter Navarro is a good man. Peter Navarro went to jail for Donald Trump, stand-up guy, and he was rewarded by having been given a position he's not qualified for, which is advising on tariffs, and he almost tanked the entire country and the world, and by the way, might have damaged our America First movement for the midterms, because a lot of people are shaky right now. Just listen to me carefully. So I interviewed an economic expert, David Bahnsen, today. You never heard of him probably. He's a smart guy. He manages the Bahnsen Group, a $7 billion national wealth management firm. And he's been, looked up to by Barron's, Forbes, Financial Times. He hosts the Capital Record podcast. He's a very smart guy. And he said some things today that you'll hear tomorrow on my podcast. I recommend you listen to it. If you want to learn from smart people, listen to my podcast. And he said that the tariffs, which we all know caused a lot of chaos globally, may have upset this idea of a free market, because there's a schism now between free market and free trade conservatives and protectionists. He also made another major point in my podcast today, which I thought was astoundingly prescient. And you'll have to listen to him tomorrow, when he says that the power to tax in the U.S. Constitution lies with the Congress, and an executive branch that usurps that authority under a fictitious pretext is undermining law and order. He said that, not me, and he's a fiscal conservative. Now, here's another one that you should understand, my guest said. Central planning, especially at the sole modification discretion of one imperial person, is known as statism. It does not help workers, does not facilitate economic growth, and does not optimize conditions for human flourishing. That's what David Bahnsen said today on my podcast, which is running tomorrow. I don't want you to miss it. It's important we understand that there's a bigger issue here than Donald Trump. It's about giving too much power to the presidency, by the way. You understand what I'm saying to you? So maybe you don't want to hear any of this today. Maybe it's too late in the day and you don't want to learn about the fact that our heroes today don't qualify by having brilliant minds, excellent morals, superior compassion, or making great things. In fact, the opposite is true, especially amongst the Democrats and the left. They like people who make trouble, not great things. They like people who don't have real compassion. They like people who have hate. They don't like people who have excellent morals. They like people who have no morals. They don't like people with brilliant minds. They like people with stupid minds. And unfortunately, half the country agrees with them. And as I said earlier, and I have to repeat it again, Hitler had his brown shirts. Mussolini had his black shirts. Polpot had his red scarves or Khmer Rouge. And we now see in America that the Democrats under Chucky Schumer have their red skirts. And so, my friends, that concludes today's brilliant broadcast. You can thank my bobblehead for giving me all these ideas today. I get all of my ideas from this bobblehead. You understand that? Not. It's a joke. It's just to get your attention. But most of you don't want to hear any of this. You want to hear that Mr. Trump did all of this by design, and he really intended to pull back just today, and he was playing 5D chess, even though I invented the term 3 years ago. I created the term 5D chess before anyone else in the media used it. I don't need your approval of that. The fact is, I said that Donald Trump was playing 5D chess 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, or 5 years ago. And I also said to you when Trump was running against, what's her name? We all forgot her name already. What's her name? Comedian Harris. I said that even if we get only 20% of what Trump promises, it'll be 120% more than we would get on the Kamala Harris. Well, we're getting more than 20% from Donald Trump. We're getting closer to probably 80% of what he promised. So even someone who runs with such a high degree of certainty, with an 80% give rate, which is where I'm putting it, he also can make some errors and mistakes. He's not infallible. This is the wrong thing to do, is to make a politician someone who is infallible. We're all fallible. I'm infallible? No, I'm fallible. You're fallible. President Trump is also fallible. He also can make mistakes. And he went too far, too fast, and pulled back just in time to save things. But here's where I'm coming from. He may have done some damage for the midterms, because a lot of people in the middle of the road here who went over to the conservative side got shaken by this shakeup in world financial markets, and they're frightened. And they may want someone who's a little more tempered come the midterms. I didn't say that I do. I like what he's doing on closing the borders. I like what he's doing on deporting the bad guys. But even there, I must tell you, we need some temperance. I must tell you that. I'm a little worried about something with this deportation stuff. Oh, sure, deport the bad ones. Sure, deport the Tren de Agua. Sure, I love seeing all of that. But when I see them rounding up gardeners or construction workers who did nothing wrong, I'm a little worried. And here's the problem. We know that cops have to meet quotas with tickets, which is why they give tickets to women driving their children to school who are going 3 miles an hour over the speed limit. They've got a quota with traffic tickets, and they have to meet that quota. We know that. Well, DHS is the same thing. And instead of focusing on the really bad guys, they're starting to pull in some people who may be innocent or not really bad. They've been here 15 years and they've been paying taxes and working, and they don't belong to gangs. I'm worried about that. So I stand here as a steadying sail for the Trump administration. Whether they listen to me, I have no idea. I mean, he invites Bill Maher to Mar-a-Lago. What sense does that make? A man who has put down Trump for years. Who is advising Trump is what worries me, not Trump himself. He's having too many actors, too many left-wing players going in and out of that White House for my good, as far as I'm concerned. So again, you can trust one thing from me. I'm an independent conservative. I always have been. I've supported Trump since 2011. I continue to support him, but he needs a steadying sail, and I don't see him having any steadying sails in that inner circle. And that's all I have to say today. Again, catch my podcast tomorrow, wherever great podcasts are heard. There are, by the way, hundreds and hundreds of episodes in our library. I like how the ring matches the shirt. Finally got a shirt to match I had the ring, but I finally found the shirt to match the ring. Everyone's saying, I like your ring. I've had the ring a long time. And again, if you're on whatever, you can check the like button or subscribe. It's late in the day. It's late now in the Savage Nation. For me, it's a certain time, and it's time for me to discard the costuming, turn off the lights, and go into the kitchen and pop the cork on a little white wine. Okay? Thanks for listening. I will always be here for you. I'm always here for Donald Trump, but he needs a steadying sail. He needs someone to advise him who will not be afraid to say, I'm sorry, you went too far here or you went too far there, and I think you're just right there. I don't want anything out of this. I just want America to thrive. Thank you for listening. Thanks for being with me. And in case you don't know who I am, ask this guy. He knows who I am. Who am I? You're Michael Savage. That's for those of you on TikTok who don't know anything except bobbleheads. Bye now. Thanks for listening. See you.